I caught my wife cheating with another man, part 3. After my soon-to-be ex-wife left to stay at her parents' house on Monday morning, I decided to reach out to them later that day. I told them everything, her affair, our separation, all the ugly details. They were shocked. Apparently, she had only told them we had a fight, completely leaving out the actual reasons. They were understandably upset, but they respected my decision to end things. I also informed my own parents and a few close friends. They were equally surprised and hurt by what she had done, and all of them were furious with her. Since then, my soon-to-be ex-wife has been blowing up my phone with text after text, apologizing endlessly. She keeps telling me she loves me, that she wishes she could undo everything, begging me not to throw away our entire relationship over what she calls a stupid mistake. Some of her friends have even reached out, telling me that she is spiraling, that she knows she made a huge mistake, and that I should at least talk to her, considering the years we've been together. I ended up sharing a few details with her friends, like how she took her affair partner on a trip I had planned for the two of us. They were horrified when they heard that and did not have much more to say. I met with my lawyer earlier this week. Initially, it was scheduled for later in the week, but I managed to move it up. I wanted to address everything quickly, especially given the rising tensions with her affair partner. I found out that the province I live in is a no-fault divorce location, meaning the affair cannot be used as grounds for proving adultery in court. My lawyer advised that the most efficient and cost-effective way forward would be to proceed with separation now and then file for divorce in a year. Although I could file for an adultery-based divorce sooner, it would take just as long, if not longer, and would come at a much greater cost. My soon-to-be ex-wife has not returned from her parents' house, so I went ahead and packed up her belongings and moved them down to the basement. I changed the locks on the main house to make the separation feel more concrete, more real. Additionally, I installed a security camera at the front entrance. Meanwhile, the situation with her affair partner has continued to escalate. I have been in touch with his wife throughout the week, and she told me her husband has been acting erratically. He has sent her threatening messages and has shown up at her home, demanding to talk. She has taken the necessary legal steps to protect herself, as have I. Because of the legal actions in progress, I cannot share many details, but suffice it to say that she no longer feels safe in her own home. Her family is in a different province, and she does not have close friends here since they only moved less than a year ago. Given her situation, I offered her a place to stay temporarily at my house, with approval from my lawyer. She is currently in my guest bedroom. As for myself, I am still in a state of disbelief. It feels like I have been dropped into someone else's life. So much has happened in such a short span of time, and I am struggling to process it all. My friends have been amazing, spending time with me and offering support ever since they heard the full story. The other betrayed spouse and I have also been helping each other process what happened, but I do have some concerns that we may be leaning on each other too heavily. I recognize that relying on her so much could lead to emotional complications we are not prepared for. I do not think I have truly started processing all of this yet with everything else going on, but I can feel a breaking point coming. I am scheduled to start therapy in 2 weeks. Thank you to everyone who offered advice. The other betrayed spouse is staying with me for now, but we both understand this is only temporary. She plans to return to her home once things calm down. Some people have suggested that our living arrangement could complicate things further, potentially leading to trauma bonding or even intimacy. I cannot deny that her presence has been comforting since she is the only one who truly understands the depths of what I am going through right now. My confidence has taken a serious hit, and I do not fully understand what my wife saw in her affair partner. I do not think he is more attractive than me, so now I am left wondering if he was somehow better in other ways. Honestly, the thought of sleeping with someone else out of anger and for validation has crossed my mind more than once. I am not sure how the other betrayed spouse feels, but I am aware I am in a vulnerable state and am trying to avoid making any impulsive decisions. Safety remains a top concern for both myself and the other betrayed spouse. We are continuing with legal action, and in the meantime, I have installed a security system and remain vigilant. Fortunately, the layout of my house keeps the main living area completely separate from the basement, so I do not expect any awkward encounters between my soon-to-be ex-wife and the other betrayed spouse when my wife eventually returns from her parents' place. My wife has been staying at her parents' house all week, and every day she has been sending me messages trying to win me back. I have been reading them but staying silent, constantly reminding myself that her words are empty. The I love yous, the I am sorries, and all the promises of change books she is reading, podcasts she is listening to mean absolutely nothing to me. It is exhausting. Some days, it has taken every ounce of willpower not to give in to her manipulative tactics, but I keep reminding myself of the reality of her actions. This afternoon, she sent me a photo from when we were together, a selfie of us cuddling in bed, taken right after we said I love you for the first time. Her message that followed read: "Look how happy we were. Please do not throw our relationship away over my stupid mistake. I lost it." Seeing that photo felt like she was rubbing salt into the wound, and her message felt like she was shifting the blame onto me for ending our marriage. I replied, telling her exactly how I felt. I wrote, "How dare you blame me? You were the one who threw it all away the moment you started the affair, brought him into our bed, and took him on the trip I had planned for us. Those were all decisions you made, leading to the end of our marriage. Then I went down to the basement, took a picture of her belongings and the mattress I had moved down there, and sent it to her. I told her not to bother coming to the front door when she returned, as I had already changed the locks. Then I blocked her. I am done. My life feels like it has turned into a circus. After everything that has happened, I did not want to post here anymore. But this platform has been one of the few places I feel I can vent, a place where I can try to process this chaotic mess my life has become. On Sunday, I decided to call my wife's best friend. She had been in contact with me, telling me my wife was spiraling and encouraging me to talk to her. I shared some details with her about the affair partner, explaining how he came to our house and angrily confronted me for exposing the affair to his wife. I told her about his violent behavior toward my wife, including how he had grabbed and shoved her, and I mentioned that he had been harassing his own wife, who was now temporarily staying with me for her own safety. I wanted to share this information because I was genuinely concerned for my wife's well-being, and I thought her best friend might be able to look out for her. Her friend was shocked and thanked me for the information, saying she would inform my wife's parents as well. She assured me that my wife was no longer in contact with her affair partner, as she wanted to repair things with me. On Monday, while driving home from work, I received a message from an unknown number that read, "I know, the other betrayed spouse is staying at your house." I quickly messaged her, and she confirmed it was her husband's number. He had also sent her a similar message, along with a screenshot of an Amazon order confirmation that showed my address. She had forgotten to change her Amazon password, and they had shared an account. It appears he was still logged in on his computer. I have no idea how he got my phone number. Not long after this, my wife called me, demanding to know why the other betrayed spouse was at our house and accusing me of sleeping with her out of revenge. I asked her how she knew if she was supposedly no longer in contact with her affair partner. She said her friend had told her. I explained that the other betrayed spouse was only staying over because her husband had been harassing her, making her feel unsafe. My wife called me a liar and insulted the other betrayed spouse. I ended the call. Shortly afterward, her affair partner called me, demanding to know why the other betrayed spouse was staying at my house. He accused me of sleeping with her. I found it remarkable that both he and my wife had jumped to the same conclusion. I stayed firm, reiterating that his issues with her were none of my concern and that I was merely offering her a place to stay because of his harassment and her lack of alternatives. As the conversation escalated, I made it clear I would not tolerate any threats or aggressive behavior from him and warned him that if he showed up at my house, I would call the police and have him arrested. Later that night, my wife's best friend called me, furious and accusing me of lying and manipulating her. She said that after speaking to my wife about her affair partner, my wife had told her I was making everything,